Hi everyone, welcome to the Ouachita News Show. I'm Elizabeth Steely here with my co-anchor Blythe Epp, and we're back with the latest Ouachita news for you.
That's right, Elizabeth. As most of you know, we've had difficulties with the campus Wi-Fi and websites this weekend. IT is still working on getting those back to full capacity, but some websites and features are still down.
Now for an update on Ouachita's COVID numbers. As of Thursday, September 17th, we have 33 active cases. Be sure to check obu.edu/coronavirus for more updates.
Last week, Mitchell Wade took over as our weatherman, but this week, Hunter Swoboda has your weather forecast, Ouachita.
Good morning, Ouachita Weather Watchers. My name is Hunter Swoboda, and this is your 5-day weather report. Starting off with the weather for today, Wednesday the 23rd, looks like we're going to have a high of 70 degrees. And with that said, there is a 55% chance of showers and some predicted thunderstorms in our forecast for this evening. Moving on to Thursday, the weather looks like it's going to be a little bit warmer with a high of 77. Thursday is predicted to have a thick cloud cover and only an 8% chance of rain. Friday the 25th will be humid and mostly sunny for the majority of the day. There is a 6% chance of precipitation and a high of 80 for the last day of weekday classes. The weekend is here, with Saturday being the warmest predicted day of the week at 86 degrees. The 26th will be mostly sunny with a 25% chance of rain in the forecast for that day as well. To end the week, we have a mainly cloudy day on Sunday with a high of 82, and there's only a 9% chance of thunderstorms for that day as well. Well, that concludes your 5-day weather report for this week with predictions by AccuWeather. My name's Hunter Swoboda with the weather forecast for this week, whether you like it or not.
Man, I feel like I just watched a Robin Williams movie.
No kidding, Blythe. Oh, did you know that today is the first day of fall?
No, I need to break out my sweaters.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of already decorated my apartment this weekend.
I need to start doing that.
Well, nothing says fall like a Ouachita theater production. This year, the department put on Puffs, a magical musical. Brianna Watson has the story for you.
Puffs, a goofy parody of the Harry Potter franchise, premiered this week from the Ouachita Theater Department. A significant milestone, those in the theater program were ecstatic to share this joyful experience with OBU students and faculty, as it was unknown whether or not the show would be able to go on under the current regulations imposed by the pandemic. Madeline Martin, a senior BFA musical theater and communications and media double major, plays Susie Bones, Harry, Rick Griff, and a plethora of other characters in the show, and was excited to share about her roles in this past week's performance of Puffs.
It's really fun to play Susie. Susie's kind of like crazy and a mess, and so it's really fun to play that extreme, but also be Harry, and like it's like a caricature of the character everyone knows is kind of how I play it. So, but I think if I had to choose a favorite between Susie and Harry, it would probably be Harry. I'm Harry the most during the show, so I think it's a lot of fun to play around with that.
This retelling of the Harry Potter narrative, full of fun and unexpected moments, was enjoyable for audiences and performers alike, even despite the differences between it and shows past.
It would be very easy to just like cancel the shows, you know, and we didn't know what was going to happen before we came back, and are we still going to do the shows? Like, how are we going to do them? And so it was a little concerning at first, but I think it's important to keep performing during this time because we don't just do it for ourselves. We do it because we enjoy it, but we also do it because we love to entertain people.
However, theater is more than just a simple presentation of dance and dialogue, or a means by which theater majors can earn their degree. According to Maverick Herrera, a freshman musical theater BFA major who plays Cedric and Mr. Voldy in the show, believes it can be beneficial to anyone who chooses to partake in the experience.
I really think that theater helps like other students and just the theater kids. I mean, theater kids will do it no matter what because we love theater. We love doing it. So, but, you know, and especially in this time, we really do look for those escapes from our world. So I know that theater always helped me escape from my world and maybe the stresses I was going through. So I think keeping theaters around during this time is really important.
As a freshman, this new way of performing has come with its own set of challenges, but has also brought Maverick closer to other performers in the show who are experiencing similar adversities.
I think I'm just looking forward to getting to know like the upperclassmen and just learning from them. They're all just been really open to me being there, and they haven't really been like hard on me or anything, and they're just happy to see that there's still people coming in here that love theater just as much as they do. So I'm just excited for meeting more people and getting to work with other people that know a lot more than I do.
In spite of the new COVID regulations, this past weekend's performance of Puffs was surely a success and a light of encouragement in an undeniably unorthodox college semester. For the Ouachita News Show, I'm Brianna Watson.
The show closed last night, but it sold out every in-person performance, and the live stream had a high viewership as well.
COVID has made student teaching a challenge for Ouachita's education majors. Elizabeth had a chance to talk with some Ouachita education professors and students about how some of the changes to student teaching.
Life in the education department looks a bit different this semester. With some public schools not allowing visitors and others having a large number of virtual learners, the student teaching on-site and practicum experiences have had to implement some new changes.
They're using a lot of hand sanitizer. They are social distancing. They're wearing a mask. They are reminding their students to wear their mask and social distance. They are teaching students both in the classroom who are on site and students who have chosen to be virtual learners.
The biggest challenges this semester have been for the practicum students who are supposed to be getting observation hours and public school classroom experience.
So for practicum, it's a different experience with the COVID guidelines. We're not able to go into the school. The requirements for the class is 50 hours of observation, and then they're to teach 3 times. So we kind of took a different twist to it, where the classroom are now their peers. So they are now teaching their peers their content-specific lesson.
Although the practicum students are having a much different experience than the students in the years past, the student teachers are actually getting to have a relatively similar experience to those that have done it before them.
Well, believe it or not, in some ways it's very similar to the experiences that our other students have had. Students have been able to be placed in area public schools. We have student teachers at Lakeside, Bryant, Benton, Malvern, Arkadelphia, Bismarck, and so they are scattered all around. Elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. They are in actual classrooms, and they are teaching.
Even with the new guidelines, the student teachers have still been able to enjoy their experience this semester.
So I'm really thankful to have the opportunity to be able to see all of this, and also to be student teaching in the fall, because I get to watch all of the beginnings. I get to watch all of the kids start their instruments. I get to see the marching band and how all of that works, especially with Arkadelphia, because that's what they're known for. And I just get to see how the process starts even before school started. So it's a super great opportunity.
For the Ouachita News Show, I'm Elizabeth Steely.
Students in the education department will still be able to complete their student teaching requirement. It will just look a little different due to COVID guidelines.
Ouachita has seen an increase of COVID cases over the last couple of weeks, part of which was due to the extensive testing of student athletes. Valeria Gomez had a chance to talk with Dr. Cluck about all of the extra testing.
The coronavirus has impacted our community and those around us greatly. There have been new protocols implemented on campus to help further slow the spread of COVID-19.
2 weeks ago, the Arkansas Department of Health required all colleges to do rapid tests to follow up with what's called a PCR test. That's the one you send off and takes a couple of days to get the results. The reason for that was they said that they didn't think the antigen tests for some brands were accurate enough, so they wanted to follow up any quick test or rapid test with a more detailed, thorough test.
Sports teams will be starting to have contact practice soon. To avoid positive cases, Ouachita tested over 300 people last week.
And only had 11 of the tests came back positive, which was actually below a 3% positivity rate, which was better than the national average for just randomly testing athletes. The national average is usually 3 to 5%, so our athletes were doing great.
As the quarantine numbers increase, some of you might be wondering what is going to happen next. Dr. Clark has the answer.
Everything is under control. The number of positive cases we have right now is what we predicted this summer we would have. Our goal was to keep the number of positive cases at one time below 50, and we were around 30 or 32.
How many symptoms will you have to get tested?
So the symptoms are really all over the board. So if you're concerned you may need to get tested, what we do is we ask people to call health services, talk to Nurse Molly. She'll go over the symptoms with you and say, oh, that's probably worth getting tested, and then we come down and walk down the hall and we test them and know the results in about 15 minutes. So there's 4 things you can do to keep things under control. It's wear your face mask, keep that 6-foot distance, to wash your hands, cover your cough, and then disinfect areas where you've been. I think our main areas that we've seen where people have kind of been a little slacking is that 6-foot distance is sometimes 1 or 2 feet, particularly when you're eating or hanging out in the stew or the calf, and all those large groups.
Thank you to all the healthcare professionals working to keep us safe. Tigers, continue to wear your mask, wash your hands, and social distance. For the Ouachita News Show, I'm Valeria Gomez.
We still have no updates regarding Ouachita athletics, but we'll let you know when we do.
Man, I miss sports, Elizabeth.
Me too, Blythe, but at least we do have professional sports.
True. Well, that's all we have for you today, Tigers. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Ouachita News and at Ouachita Weather Watch.
Mask up, stay safe, and tune in to next week for more of the latest Ouachita news.